order then. I guess we do the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right, so I guess the first item here is the meeting minutes. And as we discussed last time, I'd like to just mention a few highlights about the minutes. They were organized a little bit better this time, I thought. The topics were a little bit closer to what we, maybe it's because they meant it, the agenda itself was a little more detailed, but we talked about the role of committee versus staff and agreed that the committee is more of an oversight and shouldn't be in the nuts and bolts. We talked about the timeline and basically that revised, that nothing was happening yet, and that we would get more information when things got moving. And then we reviewed the council workshop meeting and decided to make a push to try to persuade the council to at least take a look at our logo. And then, of course, there was the alternate seal that was shot down and was not, that was just an extra that we didn't need and really didn't want. So anyway, that's, if anybody has any other comments about the last meeting. So I move that we approve the minutes as provided.
Second?
All opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. That's approved. Oh, I didn't see this. This came out. Oh, I didn't see that you had added some information here.
Yeah, you wanted to talk about
Yeah, the timeline.
the timeline.
Okay, this is good. I should have. Oh, I see. It wasn't in the stuff that was sent out. This is what you printed off. Okay. Well, we can go over this, and maybe when we get to that, we'll go into this in detail. But the next item on the agenda is review and discussion of logo presentation to council, the logo project and future steps. So I have a lot of thoughts about it. I tried to do the best I could to get them to think about it, and it seems like at least the concept has been agreed to, at least tentatively. There was an email which I didn't see. I didn't, and actually I don't even have everyone's email. I probably could have figured it out. But there was an email that went around that was forwarded to me and to Matt about feedback that the council members provided. And it was from Chris Monero and from William Winchester. And I think I'd like to read that for the whole. I believe 3 or 4 of us have already seen it, but there's some that haven't.
And Aaron did share feedback, which I think I failed to forward to you.
Okay.
So I apologize for that, and I will do that.
All right. Well, you can read that when we get to it. But I'd like to just read what Chris had to say.
Is this after the?
Yeah. This email, it got forwarded to me on Wednesday, January 14th, and I didn't see it right away. So, but I saw it before this meeting and said, well, this is good stuff. So let me just read what Chris had to say. It says, it's addressed to Lynn. It says, Lynn, echoing the praise for the Communications Advisory Group and all the work that has been done, I think the end results from that group regarding the website, etc., are going to be very positive and much needed. I like the idea of having a logo and some sort of marketing and identity, quote unquote, visual for the township. It can be a nice way of building community pride and even allow for future marketing as we see potential economic changes and the need to attract new businesses on the horizon. So including a logo and perhaps even a slogan in our communication materials makes a lot of sense to me, separate from the existing township seal. With that said, I would like to see something that speaks more to the character of the township and has components that are more identifiable. While I appreciate the abstract design and the explanation of it, it feels corporate and generic to me. I hope that helps. So I thought those were pretty good comments. They're basically pretty positive comments. Some of you have seen this before. Any thoughts on that? All right, well, let me read what William had to say. Will, I guess. Good morning, Lynn. As stated in the meeting last night, I understand the difficulties of time and energy when creating a logo that speaks to the public and engenders immediate recognition of your brand. I've had to do this for my small nonprofit organization, and it was time-consuming. I will be as specific about the points that made me decide to table the logo design. Was the design parameters in the initial stage set to be abstract? For me, this makes it more difficult to feel connected to. I don't like the diamond shape is rounded. I would like it. I feel like it would be better fitting as a normal diamond. We have lots of curves with the interlocking rings, and some juxtaposition may be more aesthetically pleasing. The selection of colors doesn't seem to connect to the area physically or aspirationally. Most of the youth sports groups, schools, etc., that I have worked with have some variation of red, white, and blue. It would be a variation, maybe baby blue, burgundy, and cream, but those colors are incorporated, and I think that the township likes those colors. And he has some more additional detail comments like that. Here's one comment that I think is important. Additionally, I would ask, why wasn't the design put out to the community as a competition or something? It would have been much better to gauge interest and guide the discussion about the project, which I thought that's a pretty good comment. I don't need to love the logo 100% to get my vote, but I'm 50% on this one. I'd like to be at 70 to 80% confidence to get behind it. So I thought those were, and he seemed at least open-minded from the two meetings about this particular logo that we had. So I thought those were really pretty good comments. And you have some from Aaron?
I was just going to ask, Dawn, you looked skeptical about part of it. I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you don't mind sharing your hesitancy.
I think we struggled with getting the survey answers out, to put a survey out to the entire township you like or you don't like. I think the more opinions you get, the more choices you're gonna get to yourself. I think that's really hard. I don't know, I wasn't there, I don't know how it was presented, and I don't know how much more they want from that. I mean, yeah, we can put a Plymouth Township police car as the new logo and it would represent Plymouth Township. Like, I don't know. I disagree that the comments that they said are helpful. I don't think they're helpful at all. I don't think it puts us in a place of like, I'm looking for more green space. I'm looking for more community center. I'm looking for more, like, we kind of incorporated everything. Like, it tied in because the roads tie in, because this ties in, because we have the parks. And to just be like, listen, I'm the first one that loves red, white, and blue. My son is a Navy veteran. I will go with that 100% of the time. But I don't know that having different colors outside of red, white, and blue define who we are. And, you know, if we're going to have to create this logo because we have to get the board to approve it, then you might as well take us off the committee. Just have the board approve the logo, because I can't appeal to each one of you separately, but yet two of you are giving opinions where you want it to change. So you're forcing my hand to change in order to do that. That makes it really difficult. I do appreciate the comments of like, you spend a lot of time, blah, blah, blah. It's all fine and good that we chose to do this. But if you're going to tell me what you want, then just tell me what the logo is and I'll just sit here and do the rest of the website. That's where I am.
I agree with Dawn. I didn't feel that the comments were helpful. A square diamond or a curved diamond.
Like there's more thought that went into this than just a diamond, and either we didn't present it right or you didn't hear how it all intertwined.
Al presented it.
Perfect.
He did. Went through each.
I didn't mean that you, I'm sorry.
And they all those things represented something. So for him to say, you want straight lines instead of curved edges, and that doesn't really match.
And if that's your biggest complaint about my logo, is my straight lines or my curved edges, then you should be at 80-90% that you like it. But I'd rather have straight lines than curved lines. Cool. Okay, let's just take a majority and
Honestly-
figure out what it is. I don't think that's what it was. I don't think they liked it at all.
Yeah, honestly, I just think he was trying to provide feedback and was probably reaching for what to say.
Yeah.
That's my take on the detailed nature of some of the comments.
I think the true opinion from both of them is that they don't like the abstract logo.
They don't like the
Everything
abstract.
else was just kind of like
I think that's it.
fluff.
I think William
Nice.
would have considered it. If everyone else had liked it, he would have been fine. I think he would have gone along. But he wasn't gonna, he didn't want to, I mean, at one point on the first meeting, he said, well, it's growing on me, some comment like that. Said I think he said something like, it surprised me a little, but it's growing on me. And, I think I think he was open-minded, but he didn't really like it. He didn't want to say he didn't like it. I think that's part of what all of them. I think they want to respect our work, and they were trying to be helpful. They're just trying to be helpful.
And I did ask people to share specifics. I think it's one thing to say, I don't love that. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But it's not helpful. But I mean, I appreciate, like, you're allowed to have your subjective opinion, but I wanted them to share some specific feedback, because what does that mean? Do you hate the colors? Do you hate that it's abstract? Are you struggling with it? Give us some direction.
Would you rather have circles than diamonds? Tell me something.
So, and I hope they didn't feel like they had to come up with something to say, but I think it's only fair. Like, you can't say to someone, you got a D on your paper today, but I'm not gonna give you any feedback on why you got a D and not a B or an A. Like, no feedback, like that.
Well, I think also the nature of what a logo is, it's kind of subjective to a big degree. So it's kind of hard to give concrete feedback too.
Yeah.
So.
So the sampling too that was at that meeting really didn't sample the whole township. So I wonder if, not that I think we should put it out to them, but we didn't have any 20-year-old, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds. We had probably 50 to 80 or 50 to 70 give their opinion why they didn't like it. So I don't know if even the comments are really represent the
So
township.
I guess part of my thinking is that, yeah, I wasn't in love with it myself, and when people come along and say they don't particularly like it, it kind of, it's like I'm on a knife edge. Do I like it or not like it? And when I hear other people say they don't particularly like it, it kind of pushes me that direction.
I think it's hard to sit here as part of the group and part of the committee, and I think that we all sat here and gave all of our dots and our opinions, right, of everything. But at the end, as a unified group said, this is what the majority said, this is what we're going to go with, and this is what we're going to back. And that's what we did. And I don't know if it's the abstract. I don't know if that's what it is. Like, would they just
I think so.
rather have the Plymouth Township logo stay the logo? Or perhaps, and I've thought about this a lot too, like, maybe it's not changing the logo of Plymouth Township as I'm looking at the memo that's up on the board, but it's about having a logo for our website that brings that creativity, that brings that pull in. Like, we had so many communications about what's going to make it like people want to go to it. What are going to be the colors that's going to attract you? What's going to happen that way? And yeah, I don't know, but I'm not going to say that I hate it or love it, but I'm going to say that I sat here and I helped create it and just go with that and be that way. But I don't know what the next steps are. I don't know how to change it, or like, do we go all the way back to the drawing board? Like, really, it took us so long to get here. And if you don't want abstract, then again, just give me the police car, put a really nice photo out there with the police dog or the fire trucks. Like, what are they looking for? And again, we're going to this certain amount of people to try to drain it in, and we're not getting a community view because the committee says, the board says, well, we don't really like it and we're not going to approve it. If we came in with 100 people and said, listen, we've talked to 100 of our closest friends and they all love it, will that change your mind? I don't know.
I think one of the things we have to realize that maybe we're putting too much stock in what the logo is going to do for Plymouth Township. It's really not going to do it. It's going to identify us.
It's just a picture on the website.
It really is. It's going to be a picture on a shirt. It's going to be something on the truck. Okay, yes, that identifies Plymouth Township. It could be anything. Like you said, it could be the police car. The seal is not a logo, but that's what they've seen for the last 200 some years, however long we're open here. So I think we're putting way too much stock into what it represents and all that. That's just my feeling, because this is really nothing. You could really put a corn stalk up there or a baseball diamond, and it is what it is. That's what and 10 years from now, hey, that's Plymouth Township, because that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's truth in that.
Can we-
It still helps to identify the place, I think, regardless of what it is.
Can we put the logo on the back burner and focus on the website? Because
I still want to make a couple comments about the logo, and then we'll move on.
I'm sorry, I don't mean it just in this meeting. I mean overall, because we need to.
Yes, I agree. But first, I'd like to hear what Aaron has to say about it.
Yep, I will, it's lengthy, so I'll try and give you the highlights. But,
Okay.
and he basically did share that. I think
Because
it was very
of all
subjective.
the people, I thought by far he was the most negative about all of it. That was just my sense but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Okay, no, fair enough. So let's see. He said, well, I didn't study logo design in college, but I took classes in high school in graphic design, many of which were devoted to design. I'm not an expert, but it gave me some knowledge in terms of judging logos. Following are some of the things I noticed about the logo that was presented. Colors. There are 4 colors in the logo. If you look at other township logos that were presented, I don't believe any of them had more than 3, just the logos, not including colors that accompanied the text. I'm sure there are logos out there with more colors, so this one potentially could work with 4, but a general rule of thumb would be to avoid too many colors as it can look too busy. 2, gradient. Somewhat related to the issue of color is the use of gradient between the yellow and the green. Again, while I'm sure there's probably an exception out there somewhere, typically using a gradient between 2 colors, except maybe black and white, is just not done, especially when there are 2 other colors in the logo. I always personally viewed gradients in much the same way that graphic designers view the font papyrus. 3, lack of consistency / symmetry in the colors. This is a bit harder to describe, but I didn't like how there are 4 interlocking circles and 2 of them are one color, blue, and the other 2 are completely different colors, green and yellow. This made the logo feel off balance, busy, and difficult to understand. I believe the justification for the circles was that it looked like traffic clovers, but by making the 4 circles 3 colors, they don't look like they're supposed to be the same object and therefore look less like a single traffic clover. 4, lack of consistency in the objects. If we consider the circles as one object and the diamond as another, I think there's a dissonance in this logo between the narrowness of the circle and the chunkiness of the diamond. William mentioned the rounded corners, but that detail makes the diamond look chunkier and softer, while the circles are fairly narrow and thus illustrate a far narrower aesthetic. 5, similarity to Horsham. Colors and interlocking objects are kind of close to Horsham's interlocking squares, which is not ideal. 6, similarity to the Olympics. The interlocking circles are also close enough to the Olympic logo that I couldn't help but see it. 7, sense of place. I think this was the most important critique I had of this logo. I didn't feel like it was intuitively related to Plymouth Township. Rich's comments at the meeting on Monday when he recognized it was a diamond and suggested that it instead be the shape of the township perfectly exemplify this problem. I agree with what Matt said about the need for a logo, and with businesses that may be easier, especially if they start with a logo, and that logo thereafter comes to signify the business and vice versa. However, we're a municipality, a township, therefore I don't think we have the same freedom to just make a logo that exists separately from our identity and wait for people to associate that logo with us. I believe this has to be more immediately recognizable what aspect of the township, which is uniquely or nearly uniquely associated with the township, the logo is abstractly depicting. Rather than just leaving you with my critiques, I figured I could also provide some suggestions. 1, focus on either the circles or the diamond and remove the other. This would simplify the logo, simplicity being one of the commandments. This would also enable the logo to lean into either the shape of the township as the identifier or the traffic circles as the identifier. 2, make the circles either one color or 2 colors that are split symmetrically without a gradient. And 3, instead of interlocking single circles, place pairs of half circles in such a way as to make them look more like the incoming and outgoing lanes of traffic clovers.
That was very detailed.
And I'm happy to send that to you and to anyone.
Yeah, I would like to
And
take a
I
look at
apologize
that.
that I did not do that when I sent the other ones. So,
Okay, so a couple of thoughts that I had, and maybe augmented by this, was that, there's, and I saw this on some of the other logos that were presented, is the silhouette of the township is a thought.
They what?
The silhouette of the township.
They say a lot about the township.
The
silhouette.
silhouette.
The shape.
Yeah, the shape. Basically draw out the shape of the township is a thought that's immediately recognizable. Secondly, make the road network more explicit. Just have it doesn't have to be identical, but just wavy lines that look like a road network. A third thought is, why not put the slogan on there? I really like the slogan. Mm-hmm. I like the slogan a lot better than I did the logo. Why not just and I think it was I forget his name, the coach. He said Chris. Yeah, he said he actually mentioned the slogan. As I think that the slogan could be something that helps build acceptance of the logo, because I think it's a really good slogan.
Can you remind me again what the slogan is? I'm sorry.
Plymouth Township,
Close to every.
Far from ordinary.
Far from ordinary. Okay, couldn't remember. Great.
I really like that, and I think that could help. It's to get acceptance of something like this is a bit of a marketing thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have to get people to, maybe I don't like it, but I could get used to it, kind of thing. Or some people might like it right away, and then of course there's always somebody who's never going to like it, but eventually there's a new generation. So, that those are just my thoughts. But I do agree. I don't know if we need to discuss them in too great a detail now. But I think the other thought I had is that I get the feeling that we're letting the tail wag the dog here. Why did we delay the website development over this? This seems like it was a mistake.
I was under the impression that we were told this would dictate the website.
Well, I think we need to express it. We need the tail wagging the dog again. I think that's.
This seems like something we could plug in even at the 11th hour, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, because we can get everything done. I mean, whether we put the seal over here.
Put the seal in 10 years from now, it won't matter.
Or Matt's picture over here, whatever's over here, it's all.
Website's underway.
Yeah.
That's going.
Good.
Okay, all right. So is
Does
that?
to do with doing the website, or isn't Revise doing that?
Revise is doing that. I have a, are we gonna move on to the next?
Yeah, let's move on to the next topic. I think we said enough.
So I got this email this late morning.
Today.
That's why I didn't, this is what was in it. But anyway, so I wanted to show you what the steps were. We're starting, I'm having a kickoff meeting, I believe Tuesday with the folks at Revise, and if they'll let me know what they need from me and how we're moving forward, what they're starting. But these are the steps. There's, I think, 8 steps. And how long they expect to take each step. Yeah, 8 steps to go live. They asked for pictures. I told them to just put in stock photos for now, and we'll come up with some. I think that's something this committee should do somehow. I asked Joanne for some pictures. We looked at that, but I mean, there's just so many pictures to choose from, and where do we want them? And I don't think we can actually choose a picture. Like, let's say I want to put a picture of the ball, like kids playing ball, or the, what do you call it? Something in the park, or the performances in the park. You know, that might be interesting to put in the website, but where we would put it, I don't know. You know, so there's just too many unknown items that we want to put in there. So I think that's something that the committee can decide what they would like, what pictures they would like in there. How we get them, that's the other thing.
I agree with stock photos for now.
Yeah, it's just.
We don't want to put another, delay in.
Oh, yeah, no. That's why I said just put the stock photos in and we'll move them out. Because that's very easy to do. Same thing with changing colors. That's not a hard thing to do either. But let's go. So this is where we're at.
So I just did a quick addition. It's between 20 and 30 weeks, which is 5 to 8 months, something like that.
I also told them that I wanted to be done by August 1st. Not that they're going to be done by August 1st. That's my,
Yeah.
but that's my wish to them. Because I know they have a lot to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a lot to do, bringing the information that we have on our existing website into the new website. Not the actual pages themselves, but when you click on that page, what do you receive? That kind of stuff is I'm going to have to be doing. And everything that's in this list of, the different steps, we can't change that. This is what they do.
Yeah.
This is their method, this is their deal.
But is it safe to assume that the starting point includes some of the feedback that this group gathered? Like, we want to have on the front page an opportunity for people to say, push this to me, push this to me, push this. Like, that was a key feature that came back from the survey. Like, is it safe to assume that they're going to start by building that in?
Yes.
Okay.
We all liked Olympia? Yes. What website do you like? Question. Olympia.
Yeah, but that was a look more than content, right?
But pretty much the content was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as they had that, because I know that was one of the things that we found repeatedly, where people wanted to be able to, like, send some stuff to me. If I want to see the council agenda every month, I don't want to have to go hunt it down, or the EAB agenda, or whatever. So as long as that's a part of the initial design, because I'd hate to get to a point where they've done all this design and that critical piece wasn't there. I mean, what do you all think? Like, that to me was something that,
Well, one of the things I liked about
Hit us
the
in the face.
Olympia design is that everything had multiple ways to get to the information you needed. And, different people are going to use it different ways. And but that's all fine. So it's just a matter of getting the information and organizing that and providing it to them.
I'll know more Tuesday after
When is the
that meeting. Yeah, and I can send you an email regarding what transpired in that
Okay.
meeting.
So who are they getting does they need to have feedback within 3 business days? Who are they doing the back and forth with?
Me.
Yeah.
So you make all the decisions?
I'm making what kind of decisions.
I don't know, like they're saying if you go back and forth, I guess they have mock-ups, they'll go back and forth, so it's between you and them?
Yeah, I mean, right, if this is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should.
I mean, I'm gonna talk with my staff and Matt to, this is what they came up with. Do you see anything that I'm not seeing? Do you see something that I'm not seeing? This is, we all know what we want, and
So, given that this group is not designing the website, what's the point at which, so that people are aware, Len, you would want this group to like, oh, take a look, like, take the tires, or what do you think? Like, just to provide feedback.
I'm not
around-
sure how it's
Step
gonna.
7, site review.
Okay.
Step 7. So up to that point, it's gonna be mostly Lynn, me, staff, working with Revive to build it. Technical nuts and bolts stuff. You've given us the guidance that you want this thing to look like and function like Olympia.
I think
Once you have that built, then number 7 is, hey, you all get that link, and you all get to noodle around in it and make some notes, what you like, what you don't like, what's working, what's not working, and then forward that for final tweaking.
I don't agree with that entirely. I kind of think that once they provide mock-ups, I think we can provide some feedback at that point, which is phase 2.
Just like a homepage.
Yeah, it's a mock-up of the homepage. I think we can, at that point, that's a good, that's a good time to give some feedback.
Yeah, assuming that can be done in a way, Matt, that doesn't hold up the project.
Yeah, we
Like,
don't
I think if
wanna-
we could agree, like, okay, when the request comes to take a look at the mock-up, we're
Yeah.
probably not gonna have weeks, we're gonna have,
Yeah, sorry, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Within a few days.
The,
That's gonna be your push-pull location too.
Yeah.
so if we're at the end of phase 2, could we do a text link, a text chat that says, hey, there's an email out, go look at it? Because if we only have, like, we want this a quick turnaround, I don't know about you, but sometimes it could be a few days before you check
Email,
hundreds of
yeah.
emails.
Well, yeah. I'm
But if
trying
I
to
have a
clean up my
text to
email.
say, an email went out, I think then we could really be efficient with checking it like in that next day or 2 and get back.
that seems reasonable.
Everybody would email me their phone numbers,
Yes.
and I will put them in my,
Is that okay with everyone? Okay.
But by the way,
Email me your phone numbers.
Yeah.
Email, I don't email for like a gajillion years. Just email it to me. Oh,
does anybody else besides me use Gmail for their emails?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Do you find that you're clogged with all kinds of crap?
Yes.
Because there's a feature here of this called Manage Subscriptions.
Yeah.
And you go in there
Can I
and
like
you see
click
all
off
the,
everything?
you can just go through and go through every single thing and just say unsubscribe, unsubscribe, unsubscribe.
I just go in and unsubscribe to a bunch of stuff all at once. and
Yeah, but the
driving me
nice thing
nuts.
about this is it's all in one place,
Great.
everything.
Good,
You don't
I'm
have to,
unsubscribing everybody
stuff
except
that
for anybody in
you
this room.
might not have gotten for a week or two, you can unsubscribe immediately.
Let's get to the point where I'll just go and create a new email address and just don't use that to.
Yeah,
send-
I've already done that.
Yeah.
And then, Len, is there a limit to how many back and forths you can do with them?
I'll find out on Tuesday. Yeah, I don't think we should go the route that we went through with the logo. I think that was a little much for them. They only said we're gonna give us 3, and they went like almost 8 till it was all said and done, and here we are. So, yeah, I'll find out.
Okay.
And,
I don't want you to hopefully have a bad taste in your mouth with that process because they are not a graphic design firm. They are not a marketing firm. They were doing that as a, hey, we can do something quick and dirty. Their emphasis is websites.
Yeah.
This is their bread and butter. This is what they do. This is what they specialize in. And I just hope that you can all look past the experience with the logo and see that they're gonna put together a good product.
Not to beat the logo to death, but, so while the website is being built, does the group want to simultaneously entertain the prospect of coming up with another logo option? I mean, that could be a simultaneous activity, not to slow that, doesn't have to slow that down at all, or do we just want to say, we've had enough with the logo?
I'm willing to. keep
How
going.
long did your committee up there want to table this for?
Well, I think they only wanted to table it because they were,
They didn't wanna vote it down.
yeah, and they were unconvinced that that was the logo of their dreams. So it wasn't like, let's table it for 6 months. It was just like, let's table this and, we're willing to entertain something more.
I put the slogan in and said, create a logo for the slogan, and that's what it came back with.
Is it the same one we
I
have?
love the palm tree in the mountains.
I think it's perfect.
We have both.
Palm trees, mountains. I think there's a lake in there.
Palm trees.
Looked great to me.
Perfect.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I mean, I
wanna
know
be
if
there,
people feel
actually.
sort of like beaten to death by the logo, we don't have to entertain it at all. But if it's something you're like, hey, I've got a little more energy for this, and while the website's in motion, this is one of the things we could be working on.
I think so, and not to
Maybe go not abstract.
pull rank or anything, but I'm the one that has all the arrows and that I've had to pull out because of the way those meetings went.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I just want to say too, like, Al did an incredible job standing up with not only council there, but a room full of people who were there for something else.
And watching online.
Yeah, and watching online. But he did a fabulous job representing the logo, speaking from the heart, getting the information out there. Like, there was nothing Al could have done that he didn't do. So it had nothing to do with his presentation. I think it was just, it is a subjective matter. Like, you like this or you don't. And it doesn't make it bad if I don't like it. And it just, for a couple of people, it didn't resonate. But it had nothing to do with Al. I mean, he did an amazing job. Good job,
Yeah,
Frankie.
that still,
Crystal clear about that.
it doesn't change the fact that I felt like a punching bag,
Yeah. And I'm sorry
That's all right.
that we didn't do even more to equip you to feel like you could be as successful as possible and you were prepared.
Well, actually, the second meeting was fine. It was really mostly the first one, where I didn't know what to expect and I really wasn't prepared. So,
Don't take it personally. Don't take it personally.
okay, no, of course not.
And even though it was the second meeting, I still think it was a blindside for two of those members.
Meaning,
Like hey, we're gonna do a logo for William and Chris. Yeah, kind of a blindside. And then the standoff was Aaron, but I think it was something new. And people don't like new things. We don't like change. That's
that is often true.
I also
So-
think we have to consider, Aaron had a lot of things to say, and that's fine, but if you're looking for perfection from that perspective of that artistic side, are we paying for a logo? Like it's fine for what he said, he probably is right about the colors and this and that, but I think we need to decide who's putting up this logo, and are you gonna give me additional funds for that, or is it coming out of the website funds? Like, I felt like his was more business related, like these are all the things you should follow. Like, I wouldn't have known how to follow that, like it was fun trying to put together a logo. But if that's what they're looking for, more professionalism, more like that, then does that come along with more fund to be able to hire somebody to say, this is what I'm looking for, but I need it to be symmetrical and I need it to be the right colors and I need them not to overflow. Like, I think that's very different, because when we went back to revise, like, we didn't ask for all that. We asked for 4 colors. We asked for them to all interlink. So if we're gonna follow that pretense or whatever he has out there, I think we need to know what incorporates that as well, and if there's a monetary effect for the logo they're looking for.
I think I can say with a fair amount of certainty that there's not going to be a lot of additional funding. We just don't, it wasn't something that was budgeted for this year.
I don't disagree, I'm just saying, but what he's saying, it's a lot of higher up decisions from a company that you would hire to create that logo was like, that's where I feel his comments are coming from. Not that he didn't like it, but the training he had and the experience he had was like, you know, you gotta separate the colors and things like that. Like, none of us sitting here, okay, me, I wouldn't know how to do any of that. So like, that would never, like, for the next logo I come up with, if we had the same colors or had 4 colors instead of 3, like, it's still gonna be the same thought process that he has.
I have a suggestion related to that. Because I went through the process of creating a logo because I had a business for a while. And what we did is, we found a site, and I forget the name of it, I'll have to look it up, where you give some parameters, and then you have a bunch of different designers that, for free, that will come up and just give you their ideas.
You have to
And
pay them for it if you pick that?
I think there is some sort of commitment, I forget. But I can look into it, and, because it worked out, I mean, we picked a logo, it probably wasn't the best, but, you know, it was good enough. And that's the kind of thing where you get a lot of different inputs, and maybe there'll be 2 or 3 that kind of fall out of that process. And, you know, I don't know what you have to pay. I can find all those details out. But maybe at that point, we can run it by some of the residents in a survey kind of mode and just, you know, see that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a thought.
What do y'all think of that?
I can't hurt.
Or do we want to even do that much?
I think that's a pretty cool website.
I think it was called 99 Designs, maybe. I should have.
Sounds like there's not much downside, and maybe if we got together a really crisp, like, this is what we're looking for. Like, let us tell you enough about Plymouth Township, like, so that you can come up with something that gets as close as possible to something we, you know, entertain or iterate.
Yeah, it's called 99 Designs.
Interesting.
Is that our next meeting where we have our laptops and we're scouring through it to look for the shape of the township, all the things that it means, the certain colors?
So, I mean, I think if you just, AI is wonderful right now.
If we sat together and did it as a group, great, plug all that in.
And say, you know, what does Plymouth Township mean? Period, just stop. Create a logo to that.
I think
Minus the palm trees.
I would add in the,
I could
I would
really
add in the
use some
palm
palm
trees.
trees right
I would
now.
add in the palm trees, I'm just saying. We'll put them back by the pool, there'll be palm trees in Plymouth, it'll be fine, and, you know, we can go from there.
Well, that's another thought, just let AI take a crack at it.
There was one I did in the beginning, and I can't find it, I'll have to look it up. It's just a tree with a hill. Simple,
Yeah.
right? Which was all through AI. I don't know, do they want simple like that, or, I don't know.
For me, I'm sitting here trying to think, like, what reminds me of Plymouth? What is Plymouth? Like, if they don't want abstract, then what is it? And honestly, it's not the roads, it's not the highways, like, I could care less about that personally, right? Like, what is it? Is it the farm where you can go and pick flowers? Is it the baseball fields? Is it the community center? I don't know. Like, that's what I was trying to think of, like, what do I want that representation to be of? I don't want it to be of the highways. I want it to be
That goes with
comfy.
the tagline there,
But it
too.
does go with the tagline. So, and it goes with the shape and the intertwines and the colors to bring everything back in line. So I don't know, I'm kind of lost at the moment, like, to what it even means to me, like, to come up with. And I'm sad to say that I want AI to do it, because I want to come up with those ideas on my own and be like, Plymouth's important to me because of this. And that's where I want the logo to be, but I don't have that.
I think if we do come up with another logo, want to present it to council, I don't think we go in there with one.
Yeah. Agree.
I don't think we go in there with one. Let council have that choice. They obviously already have chosen. We don't want that one. So if we would have had more than one logo to present them, maybe we'd have a logo today, if they had that choice.
What do you think?
You can also share a preview of the logo or logos with members of council in advance of standing up at a business meeting. Where they're seeing it maybe, I mean, they'll get it in their packets a few days before, but you know what I mean? Like you can kind of like socialize it so that you know by the time you get there, you've got some support. I mean, you might have Kristen and I, but you are always going to need a third, right? So you put it out to the group beforehand and know that there's at least one more advocate in the mix.
Yeah, from what I've heard about the group dynamics on the council, if there's one person strongly opposed, it's going to be hard to overcome that. But because, I mean, it seems like it's a group that wants to be, you know,
Unified?
everybody in agreement. But you know, one thing that I kind of like the idea of using a survey, you know, but it like we did before. Pick the new township logo. You know, here are your choices. Which one do you like? And you can provide that information, and you could have 5 or 6.
Yeah, there you go, instead of, well, we go to council with, this is what
The
public.
township residents said.
Or do council 5 or 6. They're not gonna all agree on the same one. They pick 2 or 3, put that out.
Put the 2 or 3
You
out.
can go the other way,
Yes.
yeah.
And that would be
Because we already
appropriate.
know that council, someone on council likes one of those 2 or 3. Because if we put out 5 or 6 and they're like, well, that's the one we all didn't like. Well, so I don't know, do you know what I mean? Maybe so we have a couple months, right? If we have, let's pick a month that we want 5 good logos from us by
Hey,
May, that we can present to the board or the council. And then maybe it's overwhelmingly they pick one, and we say, well, we really nailed it, and then give 2 or 3 to people if it's divided.
That can work. What do you think?
May might be too quick, but
I guess if we're working on maybe are we working on our own at home, just like, let's come to the next meeting with each have some designs, because AI is,
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
What do you
AI like,
think of that?
seems like Chat GPT, do you just put it in Chat GPT? Or is there an AI you put it into?
There's a bunch. But ChatGPT is one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been playing with Gemini, which is the Google version of AI. And it's kind of impressive.
I mean, there's no downside in playing with it, and maybe between us, we come up with a few concepts that everybody agrees, like, oh, that component, you know, to John's point, maybe there's like one thing that just screams Plymouth to everybody, and like, that should definitely be incorporated in the design. Maybe we could just start to narrow the field.
Yeah. And if we do it, then we could say, oh, change the colors. Like, I think that was so tricky because it wasn't our design. So if we're creating the design, then we could manipulate it more, right? We haven't really done AI with designs yet, so.
here's this logo, change the colors.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, one of the difficulties, I think, is that Plymouth Township it's not like a unified, it doesn't have like a city center or anything like that. It's a suburb. And it's kind of spread out, and it's similar to surrounding communities, and, you know, there's nothing, it's hard to say what is it really.
That might be a question for council. What is Plymouth Township to you? Yeah, because what is Plymouth Township?
Like I'm struggling.
That's why abstract was easier.
Yeah, exactly, that's why it ended up being abstract,
Right,
because we didn't want to use the community center.
yeah.
Some want the road, some don't, so that's a good question for them.
For meeting friends, the community center, the lime kilns, Lego, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things, like, you run the risk when you use one symbol that you've left out other things that also seem equally Plymouth.
The other thing too,
Yeah.
the other thing is that you don't want to do something that is going to go away.
I was thinking the
You know,
same
in 10
thing.
years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ever want the community center to go away, but like, if in 10 years we go, you know what, we're gonna like redo this, build a new one, add 6 more acres, whatever, and it's like, wait, that's our entire logo. Like, the abstract one did kind of work better in that aspect as well, but it is.
I mean, I can put that question out to council. If you'd find it helpful, I can ask them, sort of like what is Plymouth Township do? If this group is redesigning a logo, what's the stuff you'd want to see as part of it? I mean, hard, you know, hardcore like buildings, not, don't give us like shapes and colors, give us concept.
And I think for that, like, if that's what they're looking more directive like that and not the abstract, that would be fantastic. Where do they want that focus in on? I don't know.
That we can plug into AI.
You still don't have to use it. if
Take
you
that
don't like
list
it,
and
but-
plug it in, absolutely.
Yeah, one of the problems though about, with AI,
As we come up with.
Yep.
one of the problems with AI is that it relies pretty strongly on what you provided. So if you tell it that we have a baseball field in the community center, you're going to get a bat and a ball and that kind of stuff, and a pool and.
So it'd be interesting though how if everyone's design, if we put this kind of the same things in. So I don't, with 6 of us.
Matt, I have a question. I have a question. With Bruin down there, because you haven't said a couple of words,
Listening.
I'm wondering what your thoughts are on all of this and where you would go with this.
I think I'm going to represent the dissenting view. And that I think it's just time to just cut bait for a while. And I really I feel burned out with it. And I feel like we're trying too hard now. And I took it personally too, because I know all the time and effort we put into it. And I really thought it was a good take.
Do we have to have a logo?
No. So I'm really into what I heard from the response from council, the change thing. And so if change isn't wanted, then let's lean into what we already have then.
Like, could we just use the seal?
Why
With the-
not,
with
what's
the
in
new-
my,
with the
what's
new
in my
words.
mind is why not minimize the seal then and just go with text? Just a nice strong Plymouth Township, Montgomery County, PA. Like, keep it simple. I'm always in the keep it simple camp. And I just want a really clean, effective website. And, it's going to be impossible. I am not confident that if we go down this path that we are going to have any clearer of a picture than we do today. Because we're not. If you put this thing out to the public, you're going to get a gajillion different opinions. And everybody's going to throw shade on it. That's where we're at right now. Do you really want to endure that?
No.
I don't. And I just, hey, we learned, right? It was okay. I really enjoyed all of your perspectives. I really still believe in that logo. I still think it's a great idea. Let's let it rest for a little bit. Dissenting view. I'll be writing my dissenting opinion here. Supreme
Sometimes
Court
it's
rules.
good to take a step away, take a step back, and just let time
Yeah.
and thoughts just
Yeah.
happen. Maybe that's where we are.
So what if we found a middle ground, which is, we agree that we're gonna step back a little bit, but I wouldn't want that to preclude anybody from like puttering with it. Like, play around with it, like, we don't have to have a hard deadline for come back, it has to be by this date, but play with it. And if you come up with something cool, like, bring it to the group, and like, if we find something that, wow, it just really, you knocked our socks off, then maybe we iterate with, the resource Al has, maybe we put one or a couple of things in front of council if we've come up with something amazing, so maybe we don't pressure ourselves to come up with a logo. We kind of back off a little bit, but by all means, if it brings you joy and you're like, I love to putter with this, putter around. We'll see, and maybe at some point, like, we strike gold.
Yep.
Does that seem like a
That's great.
kind of happy
You guys are
medium?
still involved with, you're going to be busy doing all this. We're still kind of hanging out, but you still want to.
Maybe just a little.
Putter.
What do you think, Al?
I don't know. I'm kind of, either way.
It doesn't, we shouldn't, I think there's no harm in continuing to play with this, but maybe we shouldn't
Take a break.
pressure ourselves
Pump the
to,
brakes.
to like, it has to be by a certain date, or let's just play around with it and see what comes of it. Meanwhile, the website moves forward.
I think it's top priority.
Yeah, I think
No
the
doubt.
website is definitely tough.
One of the things I would like to ask the council, this committee, is to have ideas of what, not necessarily have the picture, but what do you want to see on there? What type of picture do you want there? Do you want to see the township building? Do you want to see an aerial of the township building? You know, whatever it may be, I don't know. So,
That's important, what goes on the front page.
Not
so,
the picture that's there now.
right.
Yeah.
You mean the photograph, like the photo?
Just for the first page, like that?
No, the whole-
Just for, like, in general?
General pictures.
Okay.
And then once we have those ideas of what we want, one, we might have those pictures, or two, we really can't take pictures now. It is just, I can't take pictures of this building right now.
No.
I mean, I took pictures, I'll never forget, I went out at Harmonville here, put me up on the ladder truck, I was across the street on Valley Road, taking pictures off the,
really?
yeah, I was way up high, taking pictures with the Bartlett pear trees in bloom. Yes, I got that picture. But it didn't have, it wasn't the new design of the building, and, you know, it's still old. But we can do that again. You know, those type of things. So I think if we come up with some ideas of what pictures do we want, and then one, either let's see if we have them, and two, let's go get them.
Yeah.
And if you can, and, you know, take that picture, by all means, take that picture.
Yeah, I think it's, some of these pictures may not, the photographs that I think we would want may not be available all the time. For example, if you want to get something from the community day, you know, you have to wait until the community day before you can get it.
But we already might have them.
We might have them.
Yeah.
The same with maybe the baseball game, you know, there may
If
be.
you have an idea, especially if it's Parks and Rec related, we might have.
You have a lot of pictures. Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, our website is not going to be a mural or of all these, you know, hundreds of pictures or even 20 pictures. They only wanted 8 to 10. So we have to think about it that way.
So you want ideas for the top, like 8 to 10 pictures for the homepage?
And for now, I think we have to tell them to just use stock.
We did.
Yeah.
photos.
It's already done. I didn't want
No delay.
no delay. Just move on. Stock pictures. Pictures are easy to change out.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know.
Hopefully easier than they currently are.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got some homework to identify pictures for the homepage. This group will be up for reviewing as soon as there's a homepage to kick the tires on. We said if anybody feels the joy in cutting around a logo, we can, but there's no pressure. You can just take some time off if you choose to. The other thing I would ask this group is if there's any interest, and we don't have time to discuss it obviously today, but I'll just put it out there, knowing that, you know, at some point, the website is going to be up and running. I mean, maybe it'll be 6 months from now, but at some point, the website will be up and running. And I'd want this group to think about, like, what other things you can, like, wade into. Like, one of the things Matt and I have discussed is, like, at some point, enhancing, revising our newsletter would be a great task. And again, we wouldn't ask you, like, to design it, but it'd be helpful to get some feedback about the newsletter, about, okay, right now it's only digital. Should we do digital and you could request hard copy? Should it be shorter than it is? Should it come out more often but be more consolidated? Like, maybe help us think through newsletter. That's another significant means of communicating. So is that a task you would be game for? And if so, maybe in our next meeting, we could start to talk a little bit about what's the task for the newsletter. So any, immediate reactions to that? You could think on it? Or immediate thoughts?
I think it should be.
I think it's a great conversation.
Okay. Yeah, so you're already thinking there's ways to enhance the
I
newsletter, right?
thought you were
So-
asking my thoughts on
Yeah.
the newsletter.
Yeah, no. So is it a good conversation to, Like, to talk about like newsletter enhancements. That's the next thing. We looked at the website, we came up with tons of great feedback for the website. Do we want to do the same with our newsletter? Kind of tackle it as a team and say like, how can we reimagine this?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the
Put
newsletter.
that on the agenda.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so we can, well, it doesn't mean we're slowing any of this other stuff
I mean,
down.
there's really not much.
Well, that's what, in between reviews,
really
we're kind of like in,
Next month, there's going to be nothing other than, hey, this is what they're doing. You know,
Yeah, well, updates are important.
yeah, whatever update I get, I can spread, send out.
okay. Tell me the slogan again, close to everything, far from ordinary?
Yeah, I think that's great. Did you come up with that? Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Yeah. I like the newsletter idea. I agree. It needs to be sent out.
Okay.
I think there's some, Hometown Press is a company that does this. That's all they do. And the only thing that we would have to pay for would be postage. And I believe we used to do that here. And I guess the argument was that, postage got too expensive. But expensive for what? If we're communicating with residents, I'm in the camp that I think we should be communicating, because not everybody is going to go to our website and click on a PDF and find it buried somewhere, right? Maybe with the new website, it could be a hybrid approach where we will only send it to those who request it, and you can do it that way too, and have Hometown Press will send it to as many addresses as you give them, and then you have to pay for the postage. Good thing about that is that they do all the graphic design, and there's no cost to do it, because they go and then get local businesses to pay for ads. And so it's a kind of a 1-2 punch that it then promotes your local businesses. So yeah, it's kind of flipping through some ads too, but depending upon how many and what type really determines then how many ads will show up in that newsletter. If you want, we can get somebody from Hometown Press to come in and show you what they do, and they will have you give you examples of everything that they do. You all get to design what you want the newsletter to look like, and then all we have to do is submit copy to them. They design it, they edit it, they publish it, they send it, and then we pay for postage. So it's an option too.
What do you all think? Do you want
I used
us to come in?
I used to get that in the mail, and I would look at it, but it's been a long time.
Mine. I get 4 a year.
Yeah.
I have all 4. Like, I keep them for a year.
They're all Hometown Press.
They are all Hometown Press.
So
I think that's
they
a
are the
great
name
idea.
in the game. They are the name in the game.
Yeah.
And maybe we do the opposite, instead of making it digital and then saying, hey, if you want one, opt into paper. Maybe we start out by sending everybody one in the mail and saying,
Opt out if you
yeah,
want.
opt out if you don't want one, or you're only going to get this one unless you let us know you really want it. But maybe start out with like a paper push.
Senior Games brochure is Hometown Press as well.
Oh, really?
And then
See if we can get them to.
who does the blurbs, like community
The
center?
department heads.
So, and how do they feel about? Is that like an extra job for
I
them?
don't think anything would change.
They already do that?
doing
Do it, yeah.
Okay.
Brandon is
digitally.
the one who's being the Hometown Press.
Yeah.
So it's not, we're not asking them to do a new task.
No, you wouldn't actually won't have a task anymore.
Yeah. Which is great, right? I mean, we relieve Brandon of that so he can do something else.
Yes,
That's a good thing.
that would be good.
Okay.
I'm in the camp where we should send every resident, every house should get one of these. Period. And not
Not even bother with.
even bother with going down, do you want one or not? Would you like this? That's a lot of
Keep it
effort.
simple.
That's a lot of effort, and you never get your money back
Yeah.
for all that effort. I don't know what stamps are, 60 cents?
Well,
Or
and these are
70 cents?
bulk. So you buy. this
Right, but I'm just saying,
bulk.
it's,
Yeah,
so,
It's like a couple $1,000s
it
per.
is. It is.
Per mailing.
It's still not cheap because of the volume,
Not
but
cheap, but that's not terrible.
I think it's very important
Yeah.
to mail these down.
yeah, let's not spend our time on on that part of it. Let's just do it. We can get home, would you like me to get Hometown Press in here for next meeting?
Yeah,
And that can be part of our meeting next week.
Could
sounds
you
great.
also share with this group a copy of like the last newsletter digitally?
Sure.
And then maybe one of the things we could do is, as we're talking to Hometown Press, also sort of start to evaluate, this is the current newsletter, what would you want more of or less of, or what do you like about it?
Brandon's working on it right now,
You
right?
want Len to send it to us beforehand, right?
Yeah, if you
Spring,
can.
summer.
No, Brandon's working on one now. I forget when the.
Friday, it's due to him.
8th, maybe.
Due to him Friday?
Did we get a newsletter already?
It's produced digitally, so it's connected, like you can click on it on our website or through.
So as soon as he's,
You don't get one in the mail, you don't get a hard copy now.
So,
That's what I had in my head. It was like,
It goes in March, but Brandon asked.
That's why I'm thinking maybe
At least us to
we'll
have
have somebody just send it out to the group and click
I
on it.
think so. I think it'd be easier to send it to you.
Yeah, put it on.
but as soon as Brandon's done, I mean, unless you want last time, I mean, we can wait for the latest one, which is
I
coming.
can go back and send everybody a link to the one that's on the website right now.
Yeah, I think that
I'll
would
do
be
that
good.
when I get back to the
So-
office today.
Oh, there you go, then it's
Yeah,
done.
then when there's a new one,
Anyway, so.
send us a link for that too, if it's not too much
The
trouble.
new one won't be out until
March.
mid-March.
Yeah,
So I'll send you the current one that's
yeah,
on the
let's look at
website.
the current one. sure.
That's right.
Does it go out every month or every quarter?
3 a year right now.
Okay.
Spring and summer are combined
Yeah.
in our
It's
current
almost 2.
pattern. Oh, it is 2 a year, you're right. It is fall, winter, spring, summer.
Yeah, I think we should go at least instead of 2 a year, since we're not,
You don't have to convince me. I think more communication, maybe it's not 30
I
pages,
say
it's,
4, yeah.
yeah, something that people can count on seeing more.
standardize the copy of what each version will be. That will help us manage it. So it's hard from the staff standpoint to feel, if you're doing it 4 times a year, to come up with new copy, like new stuff, like, oh my God, I don't know. That is a challenge. But if we can standardize what types of things we want in each quarter, we can just kind of plug and chug and update it. And so it's, repetitive and minimize the amount of new information. Like stormwater, we'll have a stormwater thing and specific to stormwater, so.
Yeah, maybe there's something we can do, like a spotlight every quarter. I don't know what we're spotlighting yet, like a spotlight, or maybe we do
I
like
can speak from
something.
Horsham, but in our township newsletter, they do it quarterly, and they highlight every new business that has come into Horsham that quarter.
Okay. And even if we do something like, maybe some of the committees put a little blurb in, like they have a write-up for it, like, so one time it's gonna be the board, and one time it's gonna be our committee, and one time it's gonna be something else, and it, like, you change it up, so each quarter you're getting some information about what is happening,
And
but it's
maybe-
not from the same people or
And
the
maybe
same.
the business highlights could be a responsibility of this committee.
Sure.
So that way we're not, so like Lynn doesn't have to go out and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who gets new businesses? Is that, Jim Wallace?
No.
So maybe Jim tells you what new businesses are in town, and then this committee
together?
creates the blurb for that for each newsletter.
This is good stuff, and start documenting these thoughts for next month. And I think this is good stuff. I think we can have a much more positive effect on this conversation than the logo at this point, because it's tangible.
I agree.
You can actually
It's important.
agree.
I agree. When you make it about alternatives, yeah, I think that's a better use of time.
Saying that because I need to get going. Trying to.
All right, it is,
Len, I just sent you my cell
Thank you.
I will do the same thing. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Because I can't help myself, I've got another night meeting to go to tonight.
You do?
Lansdale,
Oh, that's home.
Public Safety Committee.
you're going to forward me that email?
Residents are,
Yes, from Erin. up in Erin.
Yeah, let's, I move to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all opposed? Go home anyway.